One man's encounter with a lion cub would lead to an incredible journey with a surprising twist years later. When Adrian set off for Africa, his goal was to study animals and immerse himself in their world. In Africa, numerous research centers, sanctuaries, and game parks strive to create natural environments for their animals. These spaces offer large enclosures and habitats that simulate the animals' natural surroundings while ensuring safety for both the animals and humans. On the flip side, there are still areas where wild animals roam freely, a breathtaking sight with its share of dangers. These regions often overlap with farmlands, where livestock is the livelihood of many farmers. Wild predators like lions, while naturally hunting game, pose a threat to livestock, making it a significant problem. Some farmers resort to lethal methods to protect their livestock, believing that eliminating predators is the only solution. Tragically, these beautiful creatures fall victim to this misunderstanding. Their lives ended due to their natural instincts. During his time in Africa, Adrian collaborated with a lion and cheetah sanctuary that aimed to educate farmers on alternative methods to manage these animals. They encouraged farmers to capture predators instead of harming them, allowing rescue teams to relocate them. Building trust between the sanctuary and the farmers proved challenging initially, leading to the loss of some animals as farmers were skeptical of the sanctuary's intentions. One day, a farmer contacted the rescue center, reporting the capture of lion cubs. They needed immediate retrieval. Adrian and fellow rescuers wasted no time and headed to pick up the cubs, finding them in a cage in poor condition. When inquired about the mother, the farmer's response was chilling. She would no longer be a problem. Frustration and sorrow gripped Adrian, but their focus shifted to saving the cubs. Back at the sanctuary, the cubs were placed in a clean, dry enclosure, provided with nourishment and essentials, with minimal human interaction, hoping they could eventually return to the wild. While most of the cubs thrived, one named Leo struggled. Despite his siblings' progress and increased playfulness, Leo continued to lose weight and displayed no interest in eating. Isolated from the group during mealtimes, he remained unresponsive to food. Leo, already emaciated upon arrival, grew weaker by the day, forcing a difficult decision. Intervening would result in Leo becoming accustomed to human presence, rendering him unfit for a return to the wild. However, doing nothing meant Leo's life hung in the balance, and the choice became clear: they had to step in. Adrian assumed the role of Leo's caregiver, providing extra bottle feedings and the love necessary to nurse him back to health. Lions are pack animals, and Leo, temporarily without a pride, needed the warmth and comfort of companionship. Adrian devoted significant time to playing with Leo and taking him on long walks within the sanctuary. The presence of dogs on the farm also played a significant role, as cubs like Leo could form close bonds with dogs, offering them a sense of safety. Slowly but surely, Leo's condition improved. He grew more confident, exhibited signs of lion behavior, and displayed remarkable growth. However, he had outgrown Adrian's living space and required a more suitable environment and the chance to join a pride. At the sanctuary, there was a group of lions unable to return to the wild. The introduction of Leo to this pride involved a cautious approach, starting with separate enclosures connected by a fence. Observing their reactions and ensuring a lack of aggression was paramount. Leo soon formed bonds and was eventually allowed to stay overnight with the pride. Adrian, now a familiar presence, continued to care for them, feeding them daily and taking them for walks within the sanctuary. Leo's siblings also thrived and were eventually ready to be released into a game park, offering them the freedom of the wild. All the cubs from that day found their versions of happy endings, but for Adrian, his time in Africa was nearing its end. His work visa was expiring, and the program he was involved in had a finite duration. With his bags packed and a heavy heart, Adrian bid farewell to his friends, including his closest companion, Leo. With tears streaming down his face, he watched as Leo returned to his friends, unaware of the long separation ahead. Adrian returned home and began working at a local zoo, applying the knowledge he gained while working with big cats to ensure the well-being of the animals there. While rewarding, he couldn't help but miss Africa. 2 years later, an opportunity arose for Adrian to return. The prospect of reuniting with his animal friends, especially Leo, filled him with anticipation. Upon his arrival, he was greeted with overwhelming joy from his friends. As he approached the lion enclosure, one massive lion rushed forward. What happened next was heart-melting.